This video is your guide to the astrological events that will be happening during this year's spring equinox and what that means for your manifestations. I'm Gable Collings, I'm a practical astrologer, and before we get into the bulk of this video, I want to quickly get a common misconception out of the way. The solstices and equinoxes are important from an astronomical perspective. There is a huge difference between astrology and astronomy, which I'm not going to spend time in this video getting into, but it's definitely worth your attention. They are so commonly confused for being the same thing, and they are very much not. The solstices and the equinoxes are still very important and powerful energetic portals that deserve to be celebrated. But from an astrological perspective, a solstice or equinox just means that the sun has moved into one of the four cardinal signs, which it does on the same date every year. So it's not really that important astrologically. The most astrologically significant solstice or equinox is the March equinox, because that's when the sun moves into Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. Disregard the calendar year, because this is when the new year really starts. For those of us who live in the northern hemisphere, this is when spring reaches its peak. So we're already feeling like shaking off the introspective focus and the slower pace of winter to burst into action and new activities. And from an astrological perspective, whichever hemisphere you live in, this is when the sun starts a new cycle through the zodiac. So astrologically, it's a time of new beginnings and fresh starts. This spring equinox aligns with the end of Mercury's retrograde period. Right now, Mercury is the only planet moving in retrograde motion, which means that all the other planets are direct, encouraging aligned action and forward momentum. This Mercury retrograde period ends on March 21st, the day after the equinox. Sometimes the end of Mercury retrograde is a gentle transition back into busyness and hustle and bustle. But this time, it's just hitting the ground running. Because from March 21st to May 8th, there will be no planetary retrogrades, which makes it the perfect window for creating lasting change in your life and just doing the damn thing. So if you've been feeling energy building since October or November, this is the pivotal point where you will want to turn your dreams and ideas into tangible actions and life changes. On March 21st, the sun will enter Aries like it does every spring equinox, but this time, Venus, Neptune, and Saturn will also all be in Aries, creating what is called an Aries stellium, which is just a fancy word for a lot of planets in one sign. And this Aries stellium will last until March 30th when Venus enters Taurus. This further supports what I'm saying about all the planets moving direct, aka not retrograde, because Aries is all about taking action, starting afresh, and taking those bold risks that are in alignment with your true self and your desires. I always avoid talking about the moon in my astrology updates because it just moves so fast that it's rarely relevant, but this time it kind of is because there will be a new moon in Pisces on March 18th, 2 days before the equinox, and immediately after that new moon, the moon will move into Aries where it will be staying until the 20th, the day of the equinox. So even the moon will be in the sign of fresh starts and new beginnings for this spring equinox. And the new moon directly before it is also supporting this fresh start energy. All of the global energy is aligning for you to start something new, start a new chapter, and take aligned action like you never have before. After the equinox, there are more astrological factors that support aligned action throughout the last week of March, helping you to keep that momentum going. This isn't just about this weekend, it's about the rest of the month and even beyond. So it's clear that this isn't just a burst of fresh start energy that's going to go away really quickly, like January 1st, where you're all pumped for a new year and then a month later you're just right back where you used to be. This is about pivotal change that is going to create a life that is completely different from anything you've experienced before. I feel this very strongly, this theme that nothing will be the same again in the best way. And I'm pretty sure that if you're watching this video, you've kind of been feeling that too. On Sunday, March 22nd, Mars will be trine Jupiter, which makes it a good day to get involved in your community and back your beliefs up with action. And then on Wednesday, March 25th, the Sun will be conjunct Saturn, which makes this an excellent day for focused productivity, especially because these planets will be conjunct in Aries, the sign of fresh starts and aligned action. From March 27th to 31st, Saturn will be sextile Pluto, supporting you in doing the hard things that you know are going to get you closer to where you want to be. And this is a very rare transit that won't happen again until 2047, so you want to make the most of it. And I want to let you know that you can read more about what the Saturn-Pluto sextile means for the collective and more about all the astrological events that are going to unfold throughout the rest of this year in my 2026 planetary guidebook. I have the details in the description below, where you can grab your ebook copy now for only $20. And that is going to help you plan the rest of your year in alignment with the global astrological energies so that everything flows for you a little bit easier. And you are taking aligned action when it is astrologically best to do so. So, what are you manifesting and taking action on with the energetic support of this spring equinox? Share it in the comments so that we can all cheer you on. I'm Gable Collings, and I'm a practical astrologer who loves empowering creatives and visionaries with astrological information that they can use in their daily lives. So if that sounds like your jam, be sure to subscribe, because I have some new videos coming up that I think you're absolutely going to love. Thank you so much for watching this video. May all of your equinox manifestations come true, and I am wishing you a wonderful astrological new year.